Thank you so much for that budget information, and just on that portion of first home buyers, thank you for the government for providing that. One thing that I wanted to know if you had something in mind like that for homeowners who have lost their job and they have definitely they wouldn't be able to pay for their home loan. Would the government look at ways of subsidizing those home payments come the time when the concessions that the bank have given to them ends?
Well, you know, they say one of the only certain thing about COVID-19 is the uncertainty. So they, you know, we can sort of speculate a lot. You know, I was at Xavier College a few days ago, you know, and they asked me, they said, what will happen if, you know, will you still carry on with toppers and tells and free education if COVID-19 is still around end of next year? What if there's a community outbreak? Well, it all depends how big the community outbreak is. Is it all over Fiji? How will it affect us? We obviously have had good discussions with the banks regarding the ability to make those adjustments where people, you know, who have lost jobs or have mortgages, and how they can actually help them. I can tell you what's already there in the budget. At this point in time, there is no specific allocation for that. But of course, you know, as things evolve, we'll see what happens. That's all I can say to you. I don't understand and lie to you. Just don't worry, you know, we'll do it. But you know, as things happen, as things evolve, we'll be able to deal with it.
Thank you very much. This evening, more like on the same note in terms of the first home buyers and the grant that is given by the government. Those who are applying through the first home buyers, is there a streamlined process that is at the Housing Ministry to streamline the process in terms of when they apply through the banks in a quicker turnaround time till they get the funds from the government?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, we in fact had a meeting last week. I think it was early last week. We called in on some of the key agencies and talked about how we need to be very quick in our responses. And you would have seen that I think the Ministry of Housing has already they put out an advertisement in the papers, you know, giving more details, etc., about the grant itself. So yes, but please let us know if they're not quick.
I also have a question with regards to first home buyers. Will it also be applicable to properties with strata titles? And is the government doing anything to have some projects in place to have this sort of properties available?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first home, we have not limited the definition to be a home on its own on a piece of land. It can be any home over which you have possessory and legal rights, essentially. And it's your first place of residence that you will own. That's the definition. You're absolutely right. I mean, you know, in Fiji, most people, when they think of buying their home, they think of a block of land with a house in the middle of it. But we need to change the way that we view what is a home. And the strata title is great because you have only one roof, generally. You share the same plumbing services, but you own your own title. And of course, it's a lot cheaper. And you can put a lot more people over a small area of land. And when land is becoming scarce, and you know, at the moment, a lot of people who want to own their own home have to travel long distances just so they can buy the dream home. So yes, strata title is definitely. We're currently working with IFC, International Finance Corporation. We've looked at about 5 or 6 sites. There are certain issues. For example, you know, the type of technology that we use in Fiji for home construction, in particular for large-scale home construction, may not necessarily be the most up-to-date, and the speed at which we build is fairly sort of rudimentary, some people may argue, so therefore the cost will actually increase. So those are the kind of things we look at. That's why we brought in IFC, so we can, you know, get some overseas partners who have done those kind of projects, and hopefully partner with some local construction firms to get strata titling. But we're very keen on strata titling. I think the other point to just note is we have to ensure that when we give people access to housing, they need to have social mobility. You look at various places, housing projects, back in the 70s and 80s, what they used to call low-cost housing. Now, most real estate, when you buy a home today, the value of that home will increase over a period of time. It should. Generally, that's what happens with real estate. If you look at most of the homes that people bought in those low-cost housing areas, some of the suburbs, Nambua, Rewanga, Rewaio, Tawakumbu, all of those places, Matavoli, various parts of Fiji, a lot of those people, when they bought those properties, the value of that property did not increase. Because it was condemned as a low-cost housing. But in fact, a lot of these areas were in very prime areas. Place like Rewanga is very close to the city. So the point being is that when you actually build those type of accommodation, even strata titling, you must have different price points. Otherwise, if you say that building, all the low-cost housing is there. So that property may not necessarily appreciate in value. So assuming I'm single, or my wife and I have just bought a low-cost housing. Now, in 5 years' time, we may be getting a higher salary. We may have, a child or two. You want to have a bigger flat or bigger house. I should be able to sell this property at a price higher than what I bought it for, so I can go and buy a bigger flat. Or I can have a house on my own. That's what you call social mobility. So an asset of yours must be able to give you your social mobility. That's why people used to traditionally invest in gold or invest in real estate or land, so they can have social mobility. So it is very important. So Singapore has done this really well. You can go to Singapore, many of these apartments, on one floor you have 2-bedroom apartment, 3 bedrooms, 1 bedroom, the 3-bedroom that is not so fancy, the 2-bedroom is a lot more fancy or whatever, different price points. So you can have a janitor, a pilot, a doctor, a teacher, a bus driver, whatever, living on the same floor. It's in everybody's interest the value of the property goes up, and the property of the value won't actually go down. That's what we need to look at. It needs to be strategic about this. It can be very easy for us to say, okay, all these people need homes, let's put them in one place. And they're forever condemned to stay there. But they get caught in a rut. We need people to get out of the rut.